Hello ladies and gentlemen. Is there a champion you want to learn and want a serious guide for, but don't have time or simply don't want to listen to some loser talk about them for literally 2 hours? Then welcome to the League of Legends Speedrun, where we cover everything important about a champion in 5 minutes or less. Did your team pick all swooshy AD champions? Because come on, it's solo queue. What else are they supposed to do? Then Maokai is the pick for you. Maokai is an AP tank, but not just any tank. Maokai is in the top 3 of unkillable bastards, and also the top 3 of best bodyguards in the game, all the while doing pretty good magic damage. He's nearly invincible, and he takes care of his team. As far as items go, you're going to want a purple smite center hold, and from there, as long as you stay in the defense section, you have some wiggle room. That being said, Righteous Glory and Frozen Heart are both great items on Maokai, and I recommend them in pretty much every game. For runes I like to take these, but they could be as simple as this. Just make sure you have armor and attack speed somewhere on them and you're probably good. For masteries you better have at least 29 points in defense because the whole reason you're playing this tree is to be invincible. Maokai is some of the best sustained in the game, and this is due to his passive. Spellcasts around Maokai, whether they come from you, your team, or your enemy team, generate stacks towards your passive, and at 5 stacks, you heal for a scaling percentage of your max HP on your next auto attack. Your Q is your bread and butter. It does a decent amount of damage for a tank, and it provides good crowd control, whether it's from the slow or the knockup. It also has the lowest mana cost of all of Maokai's abilities, and that doesn't change as you rank it up. Your W is a point-and-click snare, and that's what makes Maokai such a good ganker. Maokai's E spawns his sapling children, which upon landing will search out any nearby enemies and chase them down and explode. They also provide a small slow upon exploding, which can be helpful while ganking. However, your E costs a lot of mana, so use it sparingly while jungling. Your ult is a large AoE damage reduction that is centered around you, and it's what makes Maokai one of the tankiest champions in the game. Because of this, if your ult is on cooldown, you should generally try to avoid fighting. Although your Q is your bread and butter, you want to get your E at level 1 so you can bombard your first camp with an army of your children, who are all just itching to explode at the first thing they see.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die! We all want to die!
Start using your E at 1 minute and 21 seconds in the game to guarantee they all hit the first camp. After you get E at level 1, get Q because they can knock up enemies, and if you time this correctly, you can actually interrupt the monster's auto attack and save yourself some health. You can get your W at level 3 to generate more stacks for your passive and then max Q from there. Alongside Maokai's great sustain, he's also one of the best gankers in the game. That's because once you use your W, there's no way for the enemy to escape it.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very...
Once you get in with your W, it's pretty easy to hit Q right afterwards and knock up or slow your target. Your clear speed isn't going to be that good, and that's one of the reasons we take Purple Smite, just to clear the jungle quicker. Really on Maokai it's best to focus on ganking as much as possible, because he's awesome at it, and even if they don't work out, you'll be tanky with or without the golden items. While you're ganking, don't be scared to go for turret dives with your team, because you know that you're tanky enough to do it. That being said, be careful of using your W while you are turret diving, because using it will make you become intargetable, and the turret will switch focus to somebody else on your team. This can also provide for some wonky interactions with ally champions such as Orianna. Once late game rolls around, it's time to play bodyguard. During fights you want to stay near your team as Maokai because of the way his ult works. If you're near your team, then they will benefit from the damage reduction as well. Maokai is one of the best bodyguards in the game, so that means it's your job to protect your carry. You can do this by doing the very complicated string of button inputs that are pressing W on anyone who gets near your carry and then pressing R. If done properly, you will not only hold the assailant still, but also provide a nice damage reduction buff for your carry. And with all that being said, this marks the end of the video. Maokai is a very straightforward champion, but he's very good at what he does. He's one of my favorite champions to play, and I recommend him to anybody looking for a tank. If this video didn't have enough information for you, let me know in the comment section below. Also, you can check out the in-depth Maokai guide, which I'll provide a link for in a few seconds. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!